Hello, and welcome back to SpaceChem, the final mission on Danop. It is a most unfortunate malfunction. Let's find out what this defense mission's all about. No hints as to how difficult this is going to be, or how long. I should say. Story and training. Okay, story first. A most unfortunate malfunction. Marianne, get in here. Joel's voice was strained as it came over the intercom. Marianne sprinted out of the room without a reply. As her chair collided with another workstation, I followed down the hall into Joel's office. He was huddled over the computer, sweat staining his shirt. Marianne had taken over a control panel. Joel slammed his fist on the keyboard. Nothing ever works like it's supposed to. The disabled mining robot was reactivated. Marianne flipped a switch and swiveled a monitor into view. On the screen, a robot was shown, careening over the terrain. A map materialized on the monitor, showing the approaching robot as a red circle. It's heading toward the base. We have to stop it, Joel said. Is there any way we can redirect its course? I asked. Marianne's fingers sped over the terminal interface as she searched through the communications channels. We can't communicate with it. Joel placed a hand on her shoulder gently to stop her. She lowered her head and dropped her hands into her lap. What are we going to do then? I asked. Joel strode across the room and opened a locker beneath the fire extinguisher. Inside was a suit reserved for emergencies. If that robot hits any part of this base, we're going to fry. A siren roared in the background as he stepped into the suit and sealed his helmet. He stepped into the doorway and turned back. There's some oxygen tanks on the perimeter. Use the methane extractor to fill them until they explode, timing it to destroy all the wheels on the passing side. Sir, that's going to destroy our reserves, Marianne said, her voice quivering. We won't be here to enjoy them, he said. If you need help, you're on your own. If we survive, well, we'll see after this. I glanced at Marianne. In her red jumpsuit, she flashed in and out of my vision as the emergency lights flared. The door sealed behind Joel with a hiss. Alright. So, runaway mining robot of some sort? Let's see what this is about. The next assignment is the defense assignment. Defend the control center, or the planet will be lost. Storage tanks hold molecules until the next reactor can accept them. Storage tanks are only available in defense assignments. Fill with methane to detonate. This storage tank is actually a makeshift weapon. Watch for instructions on how to use each defense assignment's unique weapons. The EMF detector measures electromagnetic signals outside the control center. Watch the detector to gauge the progress of your defense operation. In defense assignments, the progress meter shows the structural integrity of your command center instead of the status of cargo freighters. Press the reactor control buttons to make branch control instructions redirect Waldos. Use these controls to respond to external events. Okay. So active control of which way Waldos go? That's gonna completely change how this game works. I wonder if this is gonna be a thing going forward, or if this is reserved for defense missions. Alright, well, let's see what this is about. Zambard MMD, fully automated something or other. So there was this exciting music, and it sounded kind of hectic, but then I noticed that we're not actually under any sort of time constraint here. I don't think. So do I build, or do I just start playing it and have it go in real time? Would that be more exciting? I can't build when I'm doing that, though, can I? No. Okay. In that case, we want methane going into here. We have methane. Oh, this looks very straightforward. Because we just okay, that's an issue. Oh, and we can't do anything up here. Well, what? That's fine. Can't we just do something like this? I know my pipes aren't perfectly set up, but that's fine. Storage tank. Interesting. This one has a pipe on the outside, but these ones do not. So I guess what we want to do is we want to fill this one first because it's closest, probably. Okay, so methane. We chose this output, did we? Oh, no, no, no. We need both outputs. Okay, yeah. So methane comes here. We don't need to do anything with any of this. We just need to grab and move. So this is incredibly simple. Now, since blue is sort of in the right spot, let's just... Oops. Let's just do something like this. Input, grab. Drop, output. Like that. That's loud. Okay, well, that looks like that more or less does what it needs to do. And I guess what we can then do is we can have a drop here. Output. Like that. Control A. Down. So how do I want to do this? Control A is going to be when it's on. When Control A is on, we're skipping the first. Okay. Control B is on, skipping the second. Control C is on, whatever. We don't need a Control C. Alright. Then we just basically rebuild this whole thing. And this should work, right? I don't need to be doing what I'm doing right now, but this is going to be a lot faster. I don't know how much of a time constraint I'm under. But let's just do this. Input beta. Okay. And O control, of course. Alright, so I think that's all we need. Save to toolbox. Do I want to do that? Can I just... Save to toolbox. Methane. I don't know, whatever. Like that. I don't know why I decided to put those little bits in the pipe, but I did. And that's going to be Control B. And that should be all I need, right? So Control A is active means that we go down this way. Control B is active means we go down this way. So we have both active, and then we disable B to go here, disable A to go here. Moves very slowly. These aren't going to collide. No, looks like this is stable. Right, so the only problem with this is that if I build the pressure up too quickly, it might be a problem. Although I think I can just have the methane going into the atmosphere by sending it out this way after it's exploded. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. That's what I was worried about. Alright, so let's do that again. Hold on. Stop, stop, stop. We have to wait until this gets in range. I guess this is why there's no timing scoreboard in these missions. Yeah. So just venting out into the atmosphere. There's probably another way to do that if I wanted to stall the... stall everything. It's a very slow explosion going on here. Notice the Waldos aren't moving anymore, even though I'm on. My cycles are still going up. I think that's a success. I guess I was expecting me to be running that on a higher speed. Promoted to Reaction Engineer 2. Put a number after my title, I suppose. SpaceChem confidential, performance statistics unavailable. Yeah, we don't want to tell the public about what just happened to this facility. Another story, Misfire. The escape pod blasted off from the base. The debris on the surface of Danop disappeared in the porthole window as we flew. Our helmets hissed as we unhooked them from our suits. Joel, sweat running down his face, extended a gloved hand from across the shuttle. I accepted his handshake. Good work. Thanks to you, we made it out alive. Joel dropped my hand and wiped his forehead against his sleeve. My hand felt like it had been clamped in a door. Now what, sir? The base will be decommissioned. The crew has already been reassigned, and you've been promoted. Marianne pursed her lips, but said nothing. That was quick, I said. What caused the malfunction, anyway? Software glitch. Joel shrugged his shoulders. His eyelids drooped as he gazed at the floor. There was something weird with the suit, though. With the unit, though. What do you mean? Joel closed his eyes and leaned his head against the padded headrest. They opened up the controller unit and found a technician crammed inside. Dead, of course. My mouth fell open in horror as he shrugged. 1 moment later, Joel was snoring, fast asleep. Okay, well that was a neat way to mix up the flow. Alkonost, an introduction to sensing. Okay, so we got a new tool to work with, I guess, from that. Yeah, so that was, that was an interesting way to break up the flow of the game. Can't say I particularly enjoyed that. I mean, it was an incredibly simple defense mission. One thing, but also like that style. I feel like SpaceChem doesn't really lend itself to that style of gameplay terribly well. I don't know if there are other defense missions. Like there might be one at the end of each of these planets. I don't know. But if there are other defense missions, that'll be interesting to see. Split path again. See how that plays out. Alright, but Alkonost next time. I will see you then.